on into the final playoff bracket. One of them, this is where their journey ends. And for this player in the top right, he made it to that round 3. He was not able to close it out in his group and win against Beyond. He has his last chance in the red, playing Terran. It's Kelazhur.
In the bottom left side, his opponent, the yellow Zerg, having a bit of a rough time so far, but you know what? He still managed to get here into the qualifying round. Can he get himself in there? One more ZVT. It is from the Freaks, soO, our Korean Terran player. Korean Zerg.
soO has changed races.
No, he hasn't. Brain, please. Stay in control. Alright. Nothing too crazy to kick things off here. Both players kind of doing the regular stuff. A lot of minerals coming in here for soO with that gas afterwards. The pool. And, of course, he's got himself a second hatchery coming up as well. And most likely a Reaper fast expand for Kelazhur on the other side of the field. Everything you would like to see to start off a solid TVZ match.
Man, absolutely. I mean, I think this is going to be pretty standard play from both these players. I don't think you're going to see any necessarily like some super insane cheesy build from any of these players. You don't want to risk it at this point. You know, there's so many players who have even, you know, come through from, of course, these aren't two of them, but there are players that have come through from, you know, very early on in this knockout bracket and are still trying to play for their chance to make it into the main event. I mean, you're looking at, you know, someone like Nightmare all the way from round 1. You're looking at, I think you've had soO from round 4.
Ooh, this is nice. Oh, doesn't quite get the look in on that one, but he stops the third base from becoming a thing as quickly as soO would like to.
Yep. Very, very nicely done as the Reaper is going to poke in here, and actually, almost gets that drone, but soO, able to transform it in time, is just going to be poking and trying to push back that Reaper. As, yep.
Didn't have the money yet, so he couldn't become a hatchery. He had to go back into another extractor. Another bit of money lost. And the Reaper's coming back again here. Man, this is such a massive delay now.
Yeah, the Queen is coming, so eventually this Reaper will be pushed away. It's just very annoying right now for soO that he has to deal with this Reaper. Has to transform it because the Reaper's right there. Just, I mean, Kelazhur being as annoying as possible. You try and slow down the Zerg as much as possible. It's a really good way to try and make sure that you are in as good of a position as possible as you transition into the mid-game. KDA charge. Finally, the hatchery is going to go up. And oh my god, 2 legs got into the main.
Yeah. They've been running around there for a while.
Yeah.
Not getting a lot of kills, but hey, they get a good scout off, right?
Yeah, essentially you get an entire scout off of that main. You know what the tech is for Kelazhur entirely, so knows that, hey, it's a 1-1-1. You're reactoring out those Hellions. Nothing crazy here. I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Kelazhur just gonna be playing, I mean, this standard 1-1-1, you know, Destiny, Cloudfist timing here is going to be going into the Banshee. This is, you know, exactly what we see from players like, what, Bunny, like Beyond. Actually, a Raven. Never mind. It's not a Cloak Banshee. Take away my, license.
What? All right. Fusion core behind it as well. Kelazhur.
Oh, my.
Making some hefty decisions here with his build orders. All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is very interesting because obviously the Raven, it's going to indicate to soO that, hey, that's a lot of your gas. You're not really going to be going from a different tech option behind it. But no, Kelazhur, yeah, he's going to be getting up this battle cruiser. This is so interesting. Of course, it's a big investment for Kelazhur. He does not have a lot of mining behind this. He's at 36 workers. The units that he has available behind this is just these Hellions. That is it. He spent a lot of his minerals to get this Hellion count up. We'll have to see, because there is potential that this gets a lot of damage done, especially if that Raven is shown before that BC is finished building. It can very much throw soO off.
Yeah. Yeah, and, well, the Raven, it's usually utilized here in a way to kind of stop the creep. right? You're going to have yourself a bit more minerals available because you don't have to spend the scans. Instead, you can just keep on muling. And here we go already. Turrets. Okay, yeah, it's going to throw that down as well. Tries to get on top of the drones with the Hellions a little bit, but doesn't really overcommit. Yeah, it's clear that he prioritizes keeping those Hellions alive for the time being.
Absolutely. I mean, trying to keep these alive. Obviously, when the battlecruiser shows up, these Hellions can be used to backstab into a mineral line. They can be used to try and find damage. And right now, their main use is clearing up this creep with the Raven. That free detection, you don't have to use scans. That means the Kelazhur does have that additional money available to actually go for mules. And so he was able to get that really early double gas on his natural base. So now we'll see. This delayed battlecruiser is going to be coming in right as the Spire is finished. Will it get damage done is the real question. A lot of these queens are not, you know, in the bases. There's no spore crawlers. There are 7 Fuelists on the way. Yeah, they're not going to be ready, but here we go. Battlecruiser is here.
And the more I thought about it as well, just the way he was going so aggressively after the creep, I was seeing those queens just putting down all the creep tuners again, and well, it's clear that they really don't have that much energy. A great run by with the Zerglings, however, is going to force all those Hellions back into position. So no opportunities there to try and make something happen across the map with them, but you know, they keep the SCVs alive, and they are still available as well as a unit. But yeah, it put the Queens in an awkward position where they really didn't. I'm not sure where those SCVs are going, but anyway, where they didn't have the energy to transfuse if those battlecruisers started coming after them. So really weakening soO's position and potential to deal with those battlecruisers there. Quite nice.
Queen's poking away the battlecruiser. One more Mutas on the way, and actually the natural base has been completely evacuated as the Mutas went in there, got 7 more SCV kills. Battlecruiser is trying to knock down this 4th base, but not... I mean, actually might be able to find some success with it. These Mutas, they really don't do a lot of damage, so Kelazhur going to refocus fire, is going to force the cancel on that base as now more and more Mutas come back. Eventually, tactical jump is used. The battlecruiser is saved, and it looks like for right now, it is just the 2 battlecruisers for Kelazhur. soO behind this, though, is getting his +1 flyer carapace, is also going into ranged upgrades. Which is interesting because we don't see a Roachhorn, we also don't see a Hydra Den here for soO. Oh no, there we go. Roachhorn is up. Sorry. Did just miss that. But, I mean, Roach Muta, it is a very kind of... It's a composition where if you are ahead, you just absolutely clean house with this build. You can run over your opponent. If you get a little bit ahead, it snowballs very, very heavily, and that's exactly what soO is going to try and do.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned for Kelazhur, or at least, well, it's getting less now with more Widow Mines, the Thor in production as well. Mutalisk seemingly had a bit of free range right there, but nothing too bad comes out of it. soO did manage to get ahead on the overall trading count, and is going to be able to find another SCV right there if he really wants it, or just flies past it into the natural base instead. More SCVs there after all. Another one of those refineries going down. That's important for someone going mech.
Yeah, I mean, Kelazhur pulling out the mech again. Tried this against Beyond in the TPT, didn't work, but now trying it into the TBZ. But look at the supply for soO. He's maxed out already on this Roach Ravager. This has been off 76 workers. This is an insane timing that soO is looking to hit. I mean, obviously you would like this to be with +1/+1. That carapace upgrade as well could help out so much, but right now it's just gonna be with the +1 missile weapons, and still going to be so darn deadly. There's no tanks here, it's just the Thors, as soO is just walking on in. Auto turrets are popped down. Corrosive Vials here on top of the Thors. They're gonna land. Not find the best connections just yet, as soO so far not finding the best trades here.
Rain again, coming in. I mean, there's not a lot of firepower to really kill all Roaches right here. The Cyclone and the Thors, really the 2 heavy hitters, but the Thors are going to get jumped onto. Battlecruisers across the map trying to deal damage there, trying to return fire in any way that they can find. Losing one of the battlecruisers, unfortunately, however, and, well, a lot of SCVs also going down here on I'm not so sure that Kelazhur is going to be able to find himself a victory with what is going on in his game so far. Siege tank going to falter. Yeah, this is the victory lap, isn't it?
Yep, soO, he just maxes out. As I said, you have that little advantage and you push it to the max. No tanks out in time for Kelazhur. The last battlecruiser goes down. GG. soO is going to take game number 1 in Kelazhur. Tried to pull out, you know, these tricky builds that might have thrown off his opponent just a little bit. Fortunately, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and soO just not having any of that old shenanigans. Just builds up the roaches, has the Mutalisk there as well to deal with the battlecruisers, and pushes across. Yeah, bit of a shame. I think a lot of it also came back to just the fact of that Ling run by at the start. When the battlecruisers started taking off, the Hellions were there as well, but all of the Hellions having to be pulled back. Like you said, it is just such a phenomenal opportunity for those Hellions to get drone damage at a point in time like that, when you do have that battlecruiser as a secondary threat. And yeah, that on its own just not happening might be enough for a player like soO to just start getting out of control. Especially if you are trying to get those heavy tech units, if you are making those heavy investments, and you're not allowed to get yourself up to a high supply. It's yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, seems like a bit of issues here with the video on Twitch, but we'll have to see what's going on there.
Video on Twitch? What? Sorry?
Yes.
Is there something wrong?
Having issues with decoding the video, apparently, is what I'm saying.
Oh. Okay.
Not sure what is up with that.
Okay, okay. This is something on your end, not on my end, I hope, or... We don't know. Ah, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I should look it up.
Yes, it looks
Let's see
like
what's happening in this chat.
It looks like they're having issues with it too.
Bit rates.
Let's see.
The bit rate is still stable for me.
You got it at 6,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on then. That is very, very strange.
So perhaps there's something going on there, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway. In the bottom left side, we have the red Terran from Team Liquids, the Brazilian Dutchman. 1 point behind right now, on the verge of elimination. It is Kelazhur.
And the top right, ladies and gentlemen, from the Afrika Freaks, he is your yellow Zerg, 1 win away from advancing, and how nice it would be to see him back in the playoffs of a LAN tournament. It's soO.
Yeah, it looks all steady. Just keeping my eyes out for it now. Tab here. CPU usage at 7%. That seems okay.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It might just be on the ESL side of things. So,
yeah.
Of course, a bit unfortunate if that is the case. But, hey,
the other thing that is in my mind is, like, you know, usually these are the times where internet providers start doing updates and stuff like that. But, well, everything else seems to be okay, so, right? If I was having internet issues, I would assume I would start lagging in game as well. The Discord call would start acting up, stuff like that, right? So,
yeah, I don't know. That looks very strange. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll just keep casting. Hey, listen, it's the last series. We're getting it. Unfortunately, it is unfortunate that it doesn't look the best, but hey, hopefully it will fix itself up. It does not seem to be on our end. But yeah, so soO, great game 1 there, just commits in with the roaches. I mean, that's just a build order that I feel like we've seen be consistently, like, good.
It's doing
where
it again. The blocking.
Yeah, it's just brutal. But we've seen that build be consistently good, where if ever your opponent is trying to be greedy, trying to get up these like macro up into this mech really, really greedily, boom, hit them with maxed out roaches.
Yep. Yeah, it's still old and true, isn't it? Like, whenever people ask on the subreddit, like, what do I do with my opponent having like 200 supply of pure carriers? What what do you do against this? And it's don't let them get there. And yeah, soO just giving us a beautiful example of that. Making the drones right now. Kelazhur looking like he is coming along the same track with the starport.
Yeah,
we're getting more messages here. Oh, you're sending messages. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. Why the quality is so bad again. I don't think it's on our side. Everything looks good here, so
yeah.
I know it is restreamed through ESL though. So
yeah,
maybe.
Again, right? I just have a certain set of indicators, but they shot all right. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Apologies to the ESL if like I'm making them look bad and the insets be my fault anyway. I don't think so. Anyway, regardless, they're fine people. They're doing a good job, and they're running a lot of streams right now. I imagine as well. Anyway.
Absolutely. Anyway, back to the game, because that's what's happening right now.
Exactly.
We're gonna cast through what is this kind of acid trip of a game with this video quality. So enjoy it. But yeah, right now we have a Spire coming on the way for soO. This is actually Spire before anything else, so this is going to be very interesting to see how much damage this gets done. In most previous games, it's been, Spire as kind of a follow-up to another type of build, to another type of opening. In this game, it is going to be the opening for soO, currently scouting around with the Zergling's fast third command center from Kelazhur into 2 additional barracks. Everything looks standard, so it's really just going to all come down to these Mulists. When they do come out, when they get across the map, how much damage are they going to get done? And then, of course, soO's ability to defend here against these Cloak Banshees, which are now out on the map as... that might have just been me that got lagged, so... I don't know.
No, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, Banshee! No, Kelazhur loses the Banshee.
Tough, man, but he gets 4 drones for the price of it. It's, at a point where it's somewhat okay, but not tremendous. Third base for Kelazhur, about to finish up here as well. He's going to be able to start floating that across and realize, oh my goodness, there's a lot of creep there. Good position from the Overlord. Other Banshee. There's no Spore Crawler here. Overseer? Is there an Overseer? There should be somewhere. There he is.
I mean, soO not having that Spore Crawler at the third is a little bit of a mistake, but doesn't end up losing altogether that much for it. Just the 3 drones going down is altogether not that bad. As right now, just looking to see... Yeah, Mutas are out. Going to be able to start to push back the Hellions and the Reapers. Of course, for those of you that can't see that well because of the whatever's happening, we're going to give you the direct play-by-play as... We are seeing these Mutas here poke up into the main base. Stim Marines trying to chase them down through the production. Already has a missile turret in the main, so Kelazhur, it feels like, should be pretty safe against this. It's just the 5 Mutalisks, 2 more being added on. But behind this, you are seeing centrifugal hooks come through for soO. He's at 67 workers. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that 4th hatchery come down soon. In fact, I think we should for soO. Even if not to saturate fully, and wants to just swell up on Lings to at least get up that additional production.
Gotta be careful with the Mutalisk. Just kind of darting around these high numbers of Marines, but soO keeping them alive and keeping Kelazhur on his toes, busy on his side of the map, making it even last longer before he can finally put down that 3rd base. As soO on the other side already producing that 4th base.
Absolutely. As their base down for Kelazhur is adding on 1-1, so he's going to soon have a much stronger bio army. But once again, the Mutalisk just trying to be annoying here, try and find damage, snipes off an SCV. Is just forcing a reaction out of Kelazhur, who can't really, you just can't really let this stuff be. He has to essentially just kind of try and, he has to stay back, he has to defend against it, because if those Mutalisks do get into the mineral lines, they can just absolutely shred through it. At this point, 11 Mutalisks, they're going to have +1 very shortly. It's a pretty deadly combination here for soO if that mineral line is left open. Now, Kelazhur 2-2 is already on the way. Right now, is he working with, I believe, yeah, 5 barracks. So, is not actually going into that massive, like, 8 racks build that I think a lot of us have come to expect with, like, this fast 2-2. Is instead going to the 5 racks 2 factory. Gives you access to a lot more Widow Mines for this actual attack. And against the Lingbane Muta, which is a style that, you know, is kind of dated back to, like, you know, I'm thinking 2016 here, 2013, 2016 with this TVZ, but against the Lingbane Muta, those Widow Mines can just be game-changing.
Yep, exactly. And having that extra production, having the upgrade coming in through the tech lab there, while you're still keeping that production up with those Widow Mines, quite important. Okay, dealing with them all right so far, setting up the Zerglings in front and setting off the Widow Mines quite nicely there. soO keeps his base alive. Pushes Kelazhur back. And it's going to have his +1/+1 kind of equal out now with Kelazhur.
Yeah.
13 Mutalisk, however, still on the prowl as well, as they are looking to find some SCVs, a bunker protecting them with, well, apparently quite a bit of good work. And while that's happening, suddenly the Marines have come back in tenfold on that base, and very quickly it's going to have to be cancelled. I'm not even sure if he cancelled it. Okay, he did manage to cancel it.
Yep. Kelazhur does manage to, yeah, snip that base and slowing down the Zerg just a little bit. Of course, soO did already have a replacement base ready. As now look at this, the massive Lingbane swarm here for soO is working on 2-2, but pretty soon that 2-2 for Kelazhur is going to be done. And I think as soO, ideally you want to take a fight before that upgrade disadvantage kicks in. We'll have to see. Here we go. Baneling's rolling on through Kelazhur. Oh no! Managed to pick up at least half the army, but man, that was so much that ended up dying, and then soO even doesn't even take damage from the Widow Mines on the back end of it. And I think soO is just going to try and swarm this game to an end as the Marines are trying their hardest to hold, but the Mutas are on top of everything. And I mean, this is giving visions of Rogue here as just SCVs are blown to smithereens. soO is on top of the 3rd base.
I think this might be it, the moment. Unfortunately for Kelazhur, it's not looking very good for him. This is his last chance to keep going in this tournament, however, so he's going to have to give his absolute all. He, right now, is backed up into a corner. He still has 58 army supply to work with as soO moves back after absolutely annihilating a 3rd base that Kelazhur held quite dear to his heart. It's floating back, but it's on fire, it's burning. The SCV's not... that it once knew are no longer with him. But Widow Mines finding good shots onto those Mutalisk, but soO managing to kind of escape that area as well before lethal damage is dealt onto them.
And more Widow Mines here. soO, again, these Widow Mine drags are just so clean from soO. It's not, I don't think I was really, I don't know what I was expecting coming into it, but I was not expecting him be so good at just manipulating these Widow Mine shots, and every single time they are going either away from this group of Lings or into the units of Kelazhur. Extremely clean play so far here from soO as the 3rd base has been cleaned out once again. The 4th, it's still alive, but so many workers have gone down. That resources lost is actually 3,000 more for Kelazhur, which is never a sight that you want to see.
No, that is the opposite, especially with a Zerg that has been mining more than the Terran here in particular. He is ahead with almost 100 supply right now. soO is, as he is coming in one more time. Let's see if the Widow Mines strike true, because they need to. They really, really need to get the Mutalisk. They are so numerous. It's almost enough Mutalisk now to start fighting the bio on their own. But he knows there's Widow Mines still in the base, and well, never mind. There it is. GG is called. soO moves himself through the knockout bracket.